when I had started working on All Eyes on Me with Ambitious of a Rider. I Ain't Mad at You, Scandalous.
Backseat of my Jeep.
E4One Media. Make sure you like this video and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you to all my new subscribers and my old subscribers. Salute to you. Thank you for rocking with me. We're going to start calling this series that I do in the wheel car episodes, like LL Cool J said on his song, Backseat of My Jeep. Let's swing an episode.
Backseat of my Jeep.
Well, listen, we ain't got no episode swinging off in the back seat right now. Who knows what might happen a little bit later.
You're getting hornier and hornier.
But that ain't popping off right now. So we're going to call this car episodes. And I just wanted to make a real quick vid about Daz and The Lox and Jadakiss linking up to come out with the album. Daz is producing. Daz announced yesterday, if you didn't know, which is November 8th or 7th. I don't know, 9th, whenever you watch this vid. Daz is in New York right now, New York City, and he's producing an album called Y for L, which I'm assuming means Yonkers for life. At first, Daz said he was producing a Jadakiss album. Then in the middle of the night, Daz posted on his IG that he's producing an album for the Lox now. Daz Dillinger, the legendary Daz Dillinger from Death Row, from the Dog Pound, will be producing a Jadakiss / Lox album. My quick thoughts on car episodes, I don't know how to feel about that. Daz has been synonymously known as being the ghost producer behind a lot of Dr. Dre's work back in 92 and 93 for the Chronic album, and somewhat on Doggy Style, but predominantly the Chronic album. Daz was the producer behind Dre that didn't get the credit for producing a lot of them joints that we know and we love, like Ain't No Fun and all of them other joints I can't think of off the top of my head. But Daz was secretly behind the boards and producing some of that. And Dre does like he always does, take other producer shit and slap his name on it and does a quick clean mix and gives it that extra oomph, that extra Dre sound. So Dre makes us think that it's his when in all reality it's another producer's, which I guess that's what curators do. That's what, curators do. So I can't really knock Dre for that, even though I think Dre should be doing, coming out not only with more work, but let's not talk about Dr. Dre. That's a whole nother video. Daz producing for The Lox and Jadakiss. I don't know how to feel about that because Daz, when was the last time Daz made a banging dope track production-wise? Maybe early 2000s. Don't get me wrong, the Dog Pound album was dope, the first album, Dog Food. The Tupac joints he did for Pop was classic over damn near like 30 years ago. But lately, Daz had been coming out with solo albums, and I've most recently, not today, but within the last couple months, Daz released like an album or two. I listened to it. I thought it was cool. It has that traditional West Coast sound, which is good for, all of us that love that traditional West Coast sound and love the West Coast, the bop and the music and all of that. But when have we heard Daz produce for East Coast artists like Jadakiss and The Lox? Like, we've never heard that. I mean, Daz production has been, it's cool, it's okay for West Coast artists, but I don't know how Daz is gonna make this transition producing for The Lox and Jadakiss. One would say that Daz produced classic tracks for Tupac, so this should be a seamless transition for Daz. But once again, that was over 30 years ago. Does Daz still have that in him to come out with classic tracks like Ambitions of a Rider and all of them joints that he did for Pop almost like 30 years ago? I don't know, like 28, 29 years ago. I don't know. This should be interesting. I don't know how to feel about this, so I'm gonna leave it up to you, the audience. Let me know what you think about this. This is very perplexing to me because on a different level, on a couple different levels here, the Lox hasn't really came out with an album together collectively as a unit in like about 4 or 5 years. So they're due for an album. Jadakiss, on the other hand, comes out sporadically with his albums, and that's a whole nother vid to talk about the lacklusterness of Jadakiss's production. Right? Jadakiss always brings the lyrics, the subject matter. That's not a problem. For me, it's always been Jadakiss production has always just been mid and just been okay, average. A lot of people, I keep saying this, give Nas grief and shit about his beats, but let's just call it for what it is. Jadakiss production has not been up to par for a long time, for years. I mean, don't get me wrong, Jadakiss has his joints here and there, But as far as like on his albums, Jadakiss production has not been, Jadakiss has not had stellar production. Let's just call it for what it is, in my opinion. So I don't know, Jadakiss over Daz instrumentals, I don't know. It's just the Lox and Chic and Styles over Daz. This could be interesting. I think it'll be interesting, but I just don't know. This is very awkward, very random. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Until the next time, thank you for watching. Let me know. I'm curious. I want to know what you think. E for One Media, Car Episodes. Until next time.